A lawsuit's appeal is struck down. We learned why a U.S. Appeals Court judge says Nick Hillary's rights were not violated during the investigation of the murder of Garrett Phillips. Plus, an arrest made inside an apartment building in Watertown over the weekend leads to a unit being condemned. And reactions from Watertown City Council members as the town of Watertown Fire District asks for help from the city. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Zach Grady. Garrett Domblewski is off this evening. First tonight, a body has been recovered this afternoon from the St. Lawrence River. According to the Akwesasne Mohawk Police Service, they discovered the deceased around 2 p.m., recovering the body near Ross Island. Akwesasne police say that they are waiting for confirmation from the coroner's office regarding the identity of the individual. They say no other details or information can be released at this time. If you have any information that can assist authorities, you are asked to contact the Akwesasne Mohawk Police at 613-575-2340. You can also submit a secure tip by email at tips@akwesasne.ca. The town of Watertown Fire District is citing what it calls a dwindling volunteer workforce. Now the department is gauging the city of Watertown's interest in temporarily providing fire and accident protection while it works to hire professional firefighters. 7 News reporter Lexi Bruning tells us tonight some city council members have questions and requests of their own.
A sign at its fire station says volunteers needed, and so are 3 professional firefighters the town of Watertown Fire District is looking to hire. In a letter to the city from Arthur Cooley, chairman of the town's Fire Commissioners Board, he writes the process to hire professionally takes many months, and the town likely won't hire anyone until next year. In the meantime, the district is gauging the city's interest in providing the first response for fire and rescue incidents until volunteers are able to arrive to help or take over the job. The letter goes on to ask how much it would cost for the city to provide services. Asked about the request, Mayor Jeff Smith says he has some requests of his own.
If the city were to move forward, we'd have to make sure that all of the expenses, all of the costs associated with that would be paid for. Overtime, to workers' comp, to health insurance, state retirement. They shouldn't cost the city taxpayer anything, and if that can be worked out, then fine.
Councilmember Sarah Campo-Pierce says it's something she'd be open to.
I would just want to make sure that any arrangement or agreement that we came to was fair and benefited the city in some way.
Meanwhile, Councilmember Lisa Ruggiero says she'd love to offer protection, but has questions.
How does this jive with the union contract? Because we have a contract in place, will it allow them to be able to do that?
Cliff Olney says it could be an opportunity for the city to grow.
There may be an opportunity to integrate the 2 departments in order to have a better economy of scale. We don't know all the details yet, so I think first of all we need to learn what the facts are and then have a better understanding from listening to those that know more about this.
Councilmember Pat Hickey says there are too many unanswered questions. Town Supervisor Joel Bartlett was not available for comment. Lexi Bruning, 7 News.
A U.S. Appeals Court strikes down a lawsuit against Potsdam police officer Mark Murray, as well as other St. Lawrence County officials, filed by Nick Hillary. The lawsuit cited Murray and other county personnel violated Hillary's rights while investigating, arresting, and prosecuting him for the 2011 murder of Garrett Phillips. An Albany federal court jury rendered a verdict. The court ruled that Hillary's arguments do not have merit, citing he was unable to prove the alleged discrimination. Hillary's challenging that verdict, taking it to the U.S. Court of Appeals, with the appeals court judge standing by the federal court's findings. An arrest made inside an apartment building in Watertown over the weekend leads to a unit being condemned. City police arrested 33-year-old Brian Neer inside of Unit 7 of what's known as the Triumph Building on William Street. Neer barricaded himself inside the bathroom in the unit before police forced their way in and arrested him. Once inside, police found several code violations, including exposed wiring, missing ceiling tiles, and smoke detectors. City Codes was called in and deemed the unit unlivable, leading it to it being condemned. 5 of the 8 units in the building were up to code. The Department of Social Services has been called in to help those who have been displaced. We'll head over to the Weather Center now with John Kubis, and we'll get a first look at our forecast. John, it was cloudy. It was a little bit rainy over the weekend. What can we expect tomorrow, though, for the 4th of July?
I think tomorrow's going to be mainly a dry day, Zach. A couple of showers mainly in the afternoon, but I think for the most part, tomorrow's going to be a very enjoyable day. To be out and about, it's going to be warm, and we'll enjoy some sun. All right, first weather brought to you, of course, by Doors Plus and Adams Center. And take note, any cloud cover quickly moving away from the area. And with the clearing skies and all the moisture in the air, there is the potential for some patchy fog later on tonight and first thing tomorrow morning. Mild tomorrow morning at 6, mid-60s, and then by noon, some passing clouds and temperatures around 80. So we'll talk about that risk of rain. We'll also talk about a whole lot of heat here in a little bit. Let's send it back to you.
Thanks, John. Authorities continued the desperate search for suspects who opened fire during a holiday weekend block party in Baltimore that killed 2 people and wounded several dozen others. CBS News correspondent James Iman reports.
We won't stop until we find those responsible and hold them accountable.
Baltimore leaders vowed to continue the search for suspects in the deadly mass shooting at a weekend block party cookout. Surveillance video shows a crowd filled with teenagers and young adults running for their lives.
People were running everywhere, people were crying, people were out of breath.
Baltimore's acting police commissioner said police believe multiple shooters were involved. And police tell CBS News at least 3 guns were used in the Sunday rampage.
At this point, we do know there were multiple weapons and multiple casings that were recovered. We won't go into what exactly was recovered.
Officials expressed concern the mass shooting in Baltimore's Brooklyn section could prompt more violence.
We are doing everything in our power to ensure that the horrific violence that occurred this weekend is not repeated.
Police say organizers failed to get a permit for the party, and law enforcement was unaware the event was happening.
Obviously, the conversation to deploy more resources was too late. By the time we got there, the incident already occurred.
An 18-year-old woman and a 20-year-old man died in the violence. At least 28 others were wounded, more than half of them teenagers. Willie James Inman, CBS News.
President Biden intends to pursue a new student loan forgiveness plan. This is after the Supreme Court delivered a crushing blow to his first attempt to cancel massive amounts of student debt across the country. CBS's Natalie Brand reports on what borrowers can expect.
Student borrowers who protested the Supreme Court's decision Friday to strike down President Biden's loan forgiveness plan.
We will never, ever, ever stop.
Are now wondering what's next as payments are poised to resume in October.
It's frustrating to know that in another month or 2, I'm going to have an additional $500 to pay. It's tough.
The Biden administration now wants to use a law first passed in 1965, the Higher Education Act, to move forward with a new plan. But it warns that process could take more time. Isa Conchola Bañez of the Student Borrower Protection Center says it could take from several months to a year.
There will be kind of a process to bring together experts and get public comment and essentially establish the contours of a new cancellation program.
In the meantime, she says borrowers should make sure their information is up to date with the Department of Education and their loan servicers. And keep an eye out in case you are eligible for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program or income-driven repayment plans.
There are other opportunities to see debt cancellation while we are continuing to fight to see, this broader debt cancellation.
President Biden says borrowers who cannot begin making payments this fall will not face default or be reported to credit bureaus or debt collection agencies for 1 year. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Still to come, Mr. Busler is in the building with your North Country Sports Report.
Hey, Zach, what a catch! That's coming your way in sports.
Plus 17 News continues. Will the 6th time be the charm? A Jefferson County man crams for a hot dog eating contest. And local law enforcement provides us with some 4th of July celebration safety tips.
From the North Country's news station, you're watching 7 News Tonight with Garrett Dumblewski. Tonight's weather with John Kubis. And your North Country sports with Mel Busler.
Your evening lotto numbers, the winning daily numbers, 597, and the win 4, 6982. With the 4th of July tomorrow, fireworks are a certainty over the next couple of nights. Law enforcement is telling residents to use only those that are legal. 7 News reporter Sean Brenda spoke with them about what is and what is not legal and how to set them off safely.
When it comes to the 4th of July, it's no understatement that people love to set off fireworks. There are limits to what can be displayed in the sky. Black River Police Chief Steve Wood says New York State has laws limiting certain types of fireworks from being set off, especially if they are bought in other states.
Anything that's bought in Pennsylvania that's not legal in New York State, you cannot purchase those and bring those back to New York State, and you can't possess them or shoot them off in New York State.
Fireworks sales only last from June 30th to July 5th, and Chief Wood would like to remind residents that only ground-based fireworks are allowed in New York State. Anything that shoots off the ground is considered illegal.
What's legal in New York State are sparkler-based, ground-based fireworks. The ones that are illegal would be Roman candles, firecrackers, bottle rockets, any type of a spinner. Those are still determined illegal in New York State.
Watertown's Fire Captain Richard Little says residents should carefully monitor their displays so no fires break out or spread.
I've been here for almost 21 years, and we've had fires all over the place, all over the county, in fact. There's been fires simply resulting from fireworks and explosives, around the holidays.
Both Little and Wood say anyone who plans on setting off their own legal fireworks should have a bucket of water with them as a safety precaution. Sean Brenda, 7 News.
4th of July fireworks can be seen across the North Country on Tuesday over Bolt Castle in Alexandria Bay, in Norwood at Fireman's Field, and in Sackett's Harbor at the battlefield overlooking the harbor. Times for each show vary depending on location. Ronnie Hartman is spending his 6th Independence Day in Coney Island. Known competitively as Megabyte Ronnie, the Dexter native is taking part in the national holiday tradition of the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. 7 News reporter Sandy Torres sat down with Ronnie Hartman on his way to get his mustard belt.
Here in Coney Island on 4th of July, thousands of people gathered to spectate the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. This year, a Dexter man will be taking part. His name is Ronnie Hartman, known to many as Megabyte Ronnie.
Before we go out there for a contest, I'm a little bit of a psycho, so I like to listen to music and really amp myself up.
Megabyte Ronnie's top hot dog count, 29.5. So far, he has qualified for 6 contests.
Like, I hate watching on TV, like I want to participate. There's no better place to be in the world than Nathan's, Coney Island on the 4th of July.
Now, how does he prepare for the hot dog eating contest? Ronnie says it's all in stretching out the stomach. He does so by drinking a gallon of water with every meal and eating lots of fruits and vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower.
You got to have a capacity, like you have to be able to fit the food in there, and then you have to have technique, like you have to be able to get the food down fast. I've never been good at getting the food down fast, but I've always been good at having a pretty good capacity.
Ronnie says his fascination for eating contests began in 2014 before he deployed to Afghanistan. It was always a bucket list item for him, and to this day, he continues to push himself to hopefully one day place top 5 in Nathan's.
I'm never going to stop trying to get in the top 5. Like, I still have that competitive edge, and I still believe, like, if I have my absolute best day and Joey Chestnut has his absolute worst day, I can still win.
The men's competition will kick off at noon on Tuesday. Sandy Torres, 7 News.
Contestants taking part in Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest weighed in Monday. One of the men standing in the way of Megabyte Ronnie taking home the mustard belt, 15-time champion and world record holder Joey Chestnut. Holding the record with 76 hot dogs devoured, the defending champ took down the competition last year, scarfing down 63 dogs.
I'm going to be sweating. It's not going to be pretty, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to get those dogs down, and I'll be making a run for the record. 16
men and 15 women from 7 nations are taking part in this year's competition. Besides the bragging rights, there is a $20,000 cash prize for both contests. When we come back, John Kubis is in the Weather Center with your full North Country forecast.
Now, tonight's weather.
Dry outside, actually mainly clear skies out of the airport in Dexter. Still warm too, muggy as well. 65 degrees, dew points at 64. Winds have gone calm. The pressure, 2986, it will be on the rise a bit over the next couple of days. That means a little bit of sunshine heading our way. Got near 80 today. We topped out at 79, low 68. As far as the averages, fairly close to the average high, actually. We missed it by 1. And 10 degrees warmer than the average low for the time of year. A record's 91 and 38. Mid-60s Old Forge and Wanakina. 68 for Messina. Still at 70 in Ogdensburg. 66 in Barnes Corners. Kingston currently at 68. Any clouds clearing on out from north to south. All that rain we had earlier today has pretty much left the region. We'll keep it dry tonight and also dry tomorrow morning as well. It looks like as we widen the view, take note, all the action down to our south, all the showers and thunderstorms. Generally speaking, down towards the southern tier and also in Pennsylvania and over towards Long Island as well. And drier conditions filtering on in, courtesy of Canada. Futurecast overnight tonight, a little bit of patchy, dense fog forming in certain locales because of the clear skies, light winds, and all the moisture in the air. Tomorrow morning, a couple of passing clouds, a little bit of fog in the area. I think we'll see potentially 1 or 2 rain showers, possibly a thunderstorm tomorrow late, say after 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Bulk of the day looking dry, and tomorrow's going to be a nice day as far as some sunshine, and it's also going to feel a lot like summer with temperatures a little bit above average. All right, your lows overnight, lower to mid-60s, some patchy fog tomorrow, a little bit of morning fog otherwise, slight chance of an afternoon shower, possibly a thunderstorm. Highs, a little bit cooler by the lake, 79 for you in Sackets, 84 in Philly, 85 for the high in the Bay. Lewis County overnight, some patchy fog lows, lower to mid-60s tomorrow. Slight chance of an afternoon shower, possibly a fast-moving thunderstorm. That happens, generally speaking, after 3 p.m. Highs, upper 70s to lower 80s. Some fog developing in St. Lawrence County tonight. Lows, upper 50s to middle 60s tomorrow. Some morning fog. A chance of an afternoon shower, possibly a thunderstorm. Warm for you. Highs, 81 in Wanakina. 85s, Canton, and also in Ogdensburg. All right, on Wednesday, sunshine and 87. Thursday, right around 90. Some spots breaking 90. Away from Lake Ontario with a whole lot of sun. Friday, some showers, possibly a thunderstorm. Dry on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. A chance of maybe some showers, possibly a thunderstorm or 2. Coming up next, Mel has sports. Stay tuned.
Now your North Country Sports.
Time for your Toyota Sports Report. The Watertown Rapids at home tonight at the Alex Duffy Fairgrounds, entertaining the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. A good night for the visiting team in this one. Well, a big crowd on hand for fireworks night at the fairgrounds, over 700, but the Diamond Dogs will dampen the spirits of the Rapids fans. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Mohawk Valley. A base hit by the visitors puts runners on first and second. With the bases now loaded, a hit batter allows a run to score, putting the Diamond Dogs on top by a score of 4-0. Later in the top of the 4th, the sacrifice fly to center drives in another run. Mohawk Valley on top 5-0. The Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs go on to beat the Watertown Rapids 7-1. Well, folks, it's Monday, which means it's time for Busler's Beauties, brought to you by Carthage Savings and Loan, where tradition meets technology. A great contractor who does great work, Richards Construction, open up this week's edition of the Buttes.
I'm Bob. I'm Ryan with Richards Construction, and it's time once again for Busler's Beauties.
We begin with the Blue Jays' George Springer, tracking this one down and right. The snow cone grab. Anthony Santander of Baltimore with a home run robbing catch and right. 2 national outfielders combining on this catch. Ouch! I'm Glad one of us caught it. The Mets' Francisco Lindor with a Savardian spinorama for the out at first. The Braves showing teamwork and getting the out here at first. The Pirates' Josh Palacios reaching back for the home run robbing catch. This home run ball in Detroit, caught by a fan holding a baby. The wife says, "Give me that baby." Nice hands. The Mets have this pop up all the way. On second thought, the easy throw for the third baseman. Boy. Let's see. I'll just flip it to first. There's no one there. I thought this was a good move. Here's the pitch. Oh my. Here's the pitch. Whoopsie daisy. The ball to deep center is in the glove. Unfortunately, the glove is over the fence. Here you go. I'll just run to first. Yikes. The chopper to Josh Donaldson. Oops. I'll just throw it to third. Oops. It's the annual wife carrying championships in Canada. Different ways to carry your spouse in this race. What's this under my car? Oh, watermelon. Good stuff. Finally, it's the grandparents' race at Emerald Downs. Should have thought this one out a little more. That's it for this week. See ya! Yankees hosting the Orioles, bottom of the fifth, 3-0 Baltimore. Anthony Volpe up. You can hang laundry on that rope. Solo shot to left, cutting the Orioles' lead to 3-1. The next batter is Kyle Higashioka. That dog will hunt. Woof! Yankees go back to back, but still trail 3-2. Now bottom of the eighth, 3-3 tie. Harrison Bader up. Get a new ball. 3-run blast to left. Yankees go on to beat the Orioles 6-3. Newly signed Jahmai Jones hit a pinch hit 3-run double in his first big league appearance since 2021, helping the Milwaukee Brewers rally for an 8-6 win over the Chicago Cubs. With the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 7th inning, Jones hit a line drive on the first pitch from reliever Anthony Kay that one-hopped off the center field wall and scored Ramil Tapia. Christian Yelich and Owen Miller tying the game at 6. The Brewers completed their comeback from a 6-run deficit in the 8th inning with an RBI single by Willie Adames and a sacrifice fly by Miller, both off Mark Leiter Jr. to take that 8-6 lead. Tonight's Major League Scoreboard's brought to you by Fairground Inn, located on Coffeen Street in Watertown. Fairground Inn features gourmet sandwiches, Italian specialties. Daily specials include Thursday night prime rib along with Friday fish, mac and cheese. Family owned and operated. It's at Leo for me, won't you, for great food. It's Fairground Inn. American League Baseball, Yankees double up on the Orioles. Twins double up on the Royals. Astros outlast the Rangers. In the National League, Brewers over the Cubbies. Reds nip the Nationals. Marlins winners over the Cardinals. In the 4th, Dodgers lead the Pirates. Interleague Baseball, Braves over the Guardians. In the 6th, Padres lead the Angels. And in the 6th, Giants leading the Mariners. That's it for now. We'll pause for the cause. When we come back, Zach Grady will wrap things up.
It's going to be a warm day tomorrow and a bit muggy as well. Upper 60s in the morning, lower 80s by the afternoon, maybe a shower after 3.
For John, Mel, and myself, let us be the first to wish you a happy and safe 4th of July.